Hi everyone, and welcome again to ET for EVs. Ido here, and today we're going to do a drive to the city. I live not far from New York City, and I'm going to drive today to Manhattan. And let's see how much we have today on the gauge here. So 123 miles and 78% on the battery, and let's see how much that will be for the trip itself. So I'm only, I think, 2 or 3 miles into the drive, and for whatever reason I've already went down to like 100 miles range instead of the original 120 that I had just when I started. So that'll be interesting to see why that happens. I'll follow up on that. So one of the nice features that I like about the car, not specifically as an EV, but for this trim level, it has the adaptive cruise control, which is really easy to use, especially when you're driving in, I would say, flowing traffic, but that changes and fluctuates because it will adjust automatically between the lower speeds, and if a car slows down ahead of you, later on will accelerate, the adaptive cruise control will work that out automatically, which is really nice. So one of the big advantages of buying a smaller car is actually it's not a problem in any parking. You can see here I parked it in the middle of the street, on the street in New York City. Not an issue, and there's tons of room on any side of it. So that's awesome. Goes at a downhill or in a descent, then part of the braking power actually goes to regenerate electricity to the battery. So you can see here on the left there is under the eco mode, it shows that that's the regeneration phase of the motor. So to summarize the trip that I did to New York City, I think there were several aspects that I learned from this trip. One is that the range itself is not equal or even to the driving mileage that I did. I drove around 50 miles, and as you can see in the video, but the range itself was reduced in around 70 miles or so. That's number one. Number two, the fact that there aren't enough public available charging stations on the street and not in dedicated garages is also an issue, because had I had that availability, I could have just parked next to a public charging station and charge it while I was in the city. And number three, probably what affects that inaccuracy in range is the fact that I'm using the heating it up maybe ahead of time prior to the drive itself, but also using the seat warming and the steering wheel warming. So those things might change once we go to a more livable or nice weather. But at this time, there seems to be a significant difference between the expected range and the actual range. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll continue updating with future things coming in. So thanks again for dropping in here at ET for EVs.